Hi guys, it's me, Joseph again, and the topic for this video is kind of something I've been thinking about for a long time now, but I've been kind of hesitant in making a video about it because it's a very ugly and very depressing topic. And the topic I'm going to be talking about for this video right now is going to be if I think Donald Trump will nuke Iran. That being, use nuclear deterrence on the country of Iran during his little incursion of war. I'm gonna call it war because that's pretty much what it is, even though it's illegal and he only did it on a whim without any consulting of Congress because I guess consulting in Congress and playing by the rules is too work for him. Too bad. So I'm gonna call it war just because I think of it as a war. Okay? A very unpopular war to boot too. Probably more unpopular than say Vietnam. More unpopular than every other war that we've been involved in combined. So I'm going to get into the topic a little bit later on in the video because I think it's kind of important to talk about as being the most powerful weapon of war that we have, our nuclear capabilities, which kind of is a very horrible topic to discuss with any war, and we've kind of shied away from talking about that for a long time now, ever since World War II. For good reason. There's so much destruction and devastation associated with that weapon type, but both the infrastructure, the geography, as well as the people involved that get mutated and whatnot from oil fallout and whatever of it. So it's a very hard topic, which I don't think that Donald Trump actually understands the real consequences of. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me just talk about my feelings about the war, because I think that what I'm gonna say is basically a repeat of what everyone else is saying in the country and the world. I hate this war. I think it's disgusting. I think it's morally wrong. I think that the only reason why Trump got into the war is because number one, Netanyahu put up to it. He's the only president in recent memory gullible enough and desperate enough to actually do a war in Iran. Now, Obama didn't do it. Joe Biden didn't do it. The Clintons didn't do it. Hell, even the Bushes didn't even go near Iran because they knew that there'd be nothing but a headache. Number two, I feel that he did this because he wanted to have like an assassination on his resume, because Obama under Obama under Obama Osama bin Laden was assassinated by 6 years ago. So I think that Trump wanted to get that on his notch by killing him. I know I'm gonna mess this name up, but Ayatollah Khomeini, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, his son took over and all of that stuff too. So I think that's why Trump wanted to have that little thing under his belt. Number three is that he probably saw how easy it was to steamroll the regime in Venezuela. So he probably figured, Iran's not gonna be that big of a deal. It'll be quick and easy. It'll be cut and dry. It'll be like quick get in, get out type of thing. And no, it turned out that it's not. So he wanted to install a better regime and all that in Iran, and then possibly Cuba, and then who knows what else. But it didn't turn out to be so peachy keen and quick and fast like he thought it would be. I guess war is a little bit more complicated than going around like a chessboard and taking out all the pieces. Just a little bit more complicated than that. Not only that, but I think that Pete Hegseth doing a real piss poor job in trying to align the American people with the goals of the war, which we have done. Now, number 4, the reason why I think Trump went into this war, guns blazing, gung-ho and all that, to kill Americans, to sacrifice American troops to his enrichment and his popularity and all that stuff. And no, I will not be reciting the quotation from Shrek by Lockhart part about sacrifice and all that. I think it's more like I think there's some other quote about sacrificing pieces and stuff for the good of me and stuff and I think that's what is more appropriate at this point, more of a less comical type thing. Not only that, but it's more, I'm sure that Trump probably wants like a gladiator moment where the people in that movie who are gladiators, no kidding, would say to the emperor, we who are about to die salute you. That ain't gonna happen. But besides that, I think that the real reason why, one of the major reasons why Trump went into this war is because of the distraction from the Epstein files. That's the big one, because he knew that everything was going to come to light and people realize that he's a pervert and incestuous monster too, because Ivanka, his own daughter, is in there too. So that's going to be a very big scene for him. A huge scene like this big. So anyway, that and probably his mishandling of the U.S. economy and tariff policy. You can check that out number 5 too, because that'd be a good reason, number 5, to go to war, because the Supreme Court just pretty much kneecapped his tariff policy. So you probably figured, I want to bully the world still. How am I going to do that without imposing tariffs? I know I'll go to war with somebody. Let's see. Venezuela's off the chart now. Let's see here. What will really piss people off the most? And distract them from all the other stuff that's controversial about my presidency. Let's see here. Oh, Iran's not doing anything important right now. Let me get to Obama and let's see how that pans out. Let's see if my performance will get rated for that. I think, I'm not gonna say Yelp, but let me see if I can maybe get 5-star on Yelp for my performance over there. Yeah. Unfortunately, Trump still is in the fantasy world. that this is all game and a big reality show for him. A big pleasure place for him. And that these decisions that he makes that are like on his permanent record now, all the war crimes, all the civilians killed, and all that, which I'll get into in another moment. He views everything as like a big performance, like you would on a reality TV show or a game show or something rather like that. Whereas he doesn't realize the cost of war. He never actually went to war. In fact, he was deferred several times because he had bone spurs in his ankles or his feet. And yes, I can't actually say how many times I saw my parents and my father that that it's a team, that the commander-in-chief who can tell troops to go here, there, or anywhere else, was too chicken to go far from himself to defend this country, which I love so much. Now, I think that it's horrible what everyone did in the past, particularly in the armed forces. Now, I don't blame the troops or what, but I do blame Trump and Pete Hexas for okaying the missile launches. It killed many people, over 100 people already in the civilian sector in, I think, Taiwan, the capital of Iran, among the political leaders and military leaders of the past. This comes from the peacetime president, the president of peace, as it were, the FIFA World Peace winner. To me, that's absurd. Probably even more absurd than say that he used everything as a political performance. Still, this might be in line with his view that he tried to put everything on he tried to put a good spin in everything, make it look better, until the point where he actually believes his lies that he's somehow the best commander in the whole world, and that he's all that under his command everything is all rosy and sunny, full of rainbows and all that. But it's not. Because world prices are going up, a very predictable consequence to his actions in Iran. But unfortunately, he didn't see that. He never prepares for any consequences, any long-term consequences. He's just all about the here, now, and the short-term gain. Now, over the past 100 years or so, whatever, it's been law, in international law, that there are certain targets in the world of war that are off limits to anybody attacking. Like, for example, I'm not sure if it's Geneva Convention, whatever it is, but there's certain rules that say that you can't attack civilians, hospitals, or any type of non-military structure, like infrastructure, or any type of businesses or whatever. Especially schools for young children, especially girls. That's a sadistic to attack civilians. But Trump doesn't care. Trump really doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't even care about the United States people. What makes you think that he would care about people from another country across the world? He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care that he's a monster. He doesn't care that Pete Hexteth will probably take the blow for that and everything. But the fact that both of them want to destroy the whole infrastructure of Iran is just monstrous, so that they can't rebuild and become successes in a non-militaristic way. Plus the fact that you accidentally blow up a bunch of non-military targets like schools, infrastructure, and all that stuff. That's just barbaric. And yeah, I hope that when it's all settled down with and Trump is no longer immune to anything, that the World Council of the world or whatever, they come in and take him out for questioning and there's like a Nuremberg style trial and stuff, because murdering civilians is not okay. It's a war crime. But because Trump has immunity from certain things in America, he probably feels that he's immune to all things that he can do in wartime or international theater. But that's not the case. If Trump were to go visit, say, another country somewhere, people can arrest him for war crimes, and they should arrest him, put him on trial, in the same way that we took Maduro, I forget his name was, from Venezuela, illegally again, by the way, because listening to rules and getting congressional advice and okay from them, it's for pussies. It's too woke. Trump is a macho man. He doesn't need to listen to Congress about something or his own advisors about something. He does everything by his gut, by the feelings in his bones first. He doesn't need to listen to anybody or get told what to do by anybody. He's a manly man, which is complete garbage. Now, back to the question at hand here. Do I think that Donald Trump, President number 45 and 47 respectively, will drop nuclear weapons on Iran? Well, I think that can be answered unequivocally yes, he will. If he gets desperate enough, and if he doesn't see any other way to get out of it, the mess that he's created for himself. I mean, we've obviously seen that he doesn't care about any civilian population, and he probably is going to go to jail for any type of war crime that he might have committed by accidentally bombing, say, schools, hospitals, or the infrastructure of Iran, the non-military building and structure and whatever. So, we say yeah, he is gonna drop the big bomb on Iran or anybody else. To reflect America's military might. I mean, he's already sending 2,000 somewhat Marines and Navy people over to Iran in the water to enforce the Strait of Hormuz being open to allow the passage of oil tankers into the global market again. But between you and me, I think they pretty much like lamb to a slaughter, because Trump don't care about any strategy. He just wants to show American might or his own might. I think that can be a very costly mistake. I mean, hell, over a dozen service members already killed because of Trump's impulsiveness and his stupidity in attacking a war and starting a war and kicking the beehive of Iran. So, God bless the troops. I couldn't do anything to help them out, but I would if I could. And so far we have a bad man in charge of the nuclear codes, meaning Trump himself. So yeah, I think that he would unleash the devastation of a nuclear weapon over there. And I'm not talking about, like, say, something to the same scale as, say, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oh no. Those little boy and fat man, I think they were called. They were devastating, right? Yeah, I'm really sorry that happened in history. That type of thing is very dangerous and very costly to the people of Japan and the economy of the world and such like that. But nowadays, with over 60, 70 years of improved nuclear technology and stuff, and the yield has increased a lot too. Nagasaki and Hiroshima will be considered to be firecrackers in the large scale things. We have enough nuclear weapons to blow the world in half, pretty much. Yeah, and that's just the United States. And I hear that Trump destroyed the treaty or something that would limit the amount of bombs that we make for nuclear weapons and such. And I think that also unload nuclear weapons on them just to crush them into insignificance, because right now we're burning through so many Tomahawk missiles and other munitions and whatnot. That and the fuel is going by too fast. So I think that use that as use nukes as a not really a last resort as should in war or not all. There are other better options for that type of thing. But I just don't think they can understand the gravity of raining down nuclear devastation on people. Not only that, but I feel that if we were to drop nuclear weapons on Iran, the fallout will be devastating to the surrounding area too, besides Iran itself. So, like, let's say we were to drop a nuclear bomb in the center of Iran. Okay. There will be mass devastation of the entire country. Nobody will be able to survive that initial blast. And then the radiation would increase for the other countries as well, surrounding it too. So, like, all the Middle East would feel the effects of a nuclear radiation possibly a nuclear winter too, and the South Asia too will feel that too, and to a lesser extent Europe and Africa too. So Trump really doesn't understand all that. It's just like, bum the shit out of them. They'll across the world. It doesn't matter to us. But there are some very interesting ramifications that Trump never predicted. For example, gas prices will go up high. Number two, there's a lot of resistance in Iran for such a low-tech country and stuff. They're using drones that cost like around $20,000-$30,000 versus our missiles and whatever that cost like in the millions of dollars, possibly billions of dollars for more advanced equipment. And they're doing a pretty good job of making an ass out of Trump, like Ukraine and Russia, because besides not listening to Russian advice on this matters, or Ukraine advice and stuff, the Iranians pretty much have to just sit there and to camp out while the United States spends billions of dollars, $1 billion a day, on going over there and traveling very far away for it. They're just sitting there waiting for the US to come in and do what they have to do. So eventually they're gonna lose by method of attrition. The United States will lose that. Let's see here. So yeah, I think that's very possible that Trump will put out a nuclear weapon because he doesn't understand the consequences for that. And sure, you can make the argument that nuclear radiation won't be as deadly because of the mountains and the terrain of the country, but that's not the case because nuclear. I don't think that we've ever tested a nuclear weapon in a mountainous area like that before, and that'd be very, very ugly for anybody to contemplate. But I know Trump knows everything about everything. He doesn't like to take advice from anybody, and that'd be the big downfall. It's really funny to me to see a big ship like an aircraft carrier being destroyed by a handful of little drones that cost like $20,000. I mean, it's not funny, but it's kind of interesting to hear that and come to understand that Trump differing from the war himself. He's too much of a coward to do it himself, ordering troops to die for him. This is not America's war. Okay, let me just make that clear. We don't like war. We ain't like Trump because he plans to start war. We thought that he was gonna not get involved with wars. He would pull us out of wars. And people believed him. And let's see here. So this is basically one man's ego that started a war. This is Trump's war. This is not America's war whatsoever. He's dragging us into war that he wanted. He ain't Benjamin Netanyahu wanted. That's unfair. Because Americans don't need a war. We don't deserve to be in a war. But Trump is gung ho with it because he doesn't understand war. doesn't understand the loss of war, doesn't understand the fear of war. And that's very, very unfortunate. That and the fact that the reason why he hasn't been impeached yet is because he's probably paying off the people who could do that, like the Republicans and whatever in Congress. So yeah, I think that he's gonna do it when he gets desperate enough, and when the war doesn't go his way, like he thought it would. Like he probably thought it'd be like a blitzkrieg, like in World War II, in which they would get the Iranians would get hammered left, right, and center by U.S. forces, and then they would surrender very easily and very completely. But that's not the case. They're gonna fight us a lot of men and women in the services over there. And I don't believe one bit. Whenever Trump says, we got him, we defeated the army, we defeated the Navy. I don't believe it for a goddamn second. Yeah, so let's have a little silent prayer for the troops that are going into war on behalf of Donald Trump. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching my little video about if I think that Trump will unleash the terror of nuclear war on Iran. I think he will. I think he will. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Trump will get desperate and scared enough to actually unleash nuclear war on the citizens of Iran? Anyway, if you guys like what you see here and you want to see more of my videos and such, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my videos. You can also contact me for future information on my future videos, like call me or text me at 631-707-3707. Or you can find me on Twitter or actually for calls at P. Nelson Pro. Also, you can get my email at jjuniorchannel@gmail.com. So remember, God bless America and all the troops, and fuck Donald Trump, a perverted president who thinks he's the leader and all that. He wants to be the opposite of that. He probably like go forth in my name and kill my name, and you will be blessed by the good Donald Trump. It reminds me of that scene in Mad Max Fury Road, in which the war boys get blessed by the good leader by getting that stuff spray painted on their mouth, and Morton Joe. Trump is basically like a Morton Joe. Go forth in the name of Trump and go plant a flag on Iran in the name of Trump. Spread my riches everywhere. Spread my influence, because everyone needs to know about my influence. How good I am, how wonderful I am, how benevolent a leader I am. Bullshit. Anyway, peace out, my brothers. I'll see you in the next video of your girls and guys in internet. Sayonara. Adios. Auf Wiedersehen. See ya.